Okay, so welcome to this video on rational numbers, operations with rational numbers, the study guide. All right, here's a screen sketch. We're going to do a screen sketch, I'm sorry, of the first problem. So 892 divided by 8, which expressions are equivalent? Well, it's no different than asking what is equivalent to 1/2 or creating one. Well, so 2/4, because if I multiply it by 2, I'm going to get 2/4. If I take a half and then create it into fourths, it's still halves. I just took those halves and I made it into fourths. So what could I do to this expression to make it look like 8,920? Well, I can take 892 and multiply it by 10, and I could take 8 and multiply it by 10 to give me these values here. And because I multiplied each term by 10, it's going to give me an equivalent expression, the same expression or same value as this expression right here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose A. B automatically does not work. Here, I would move the place value. If I had 892, I would have to move the decimal place over one time. And to convert 8, I would have to move the decimal over twice. Right, so B is not an option. C is not an option because there is not even a 4 in the original problem. It's 892. D is also not an option because for 892, I would move the decimal over twice. For 8, I would move the decimal over 2 times as well. And then letter E, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it is an equivalent expression. Okay, that was number 1. Now let's go on to number 2. Pause the video at any time to record these notes down. Number 2. An expression is shown. 2,925 divided by 15. What is the value of that expression? All right, in order to do 2,925 divided by 15, I'm going to go ahead and do it over here at the bottom. $15 goes into 29 one time. We got 14, bring down the 2. 15 goes into 142. I want to say 7 times, but if you're never sure, say 15 times 7. 35, 33, sometimes 105. So I can keep going. And I want to say to 9. That might be too big. No, it's perfect. So 9. And then 15 times 3 is also going to give me 1545. No, not 15. 15 times 5. That's going to give me 75. So my answer is 195. An expression is shown. 43,964 divided by 758. What is the value of that expression? So now I have a 3-digit divisor. I have a 3-digit divisor. Okay, so now how many times? 758 cannot go into 43, 439, but it can go into 4,396. Question is how many times? Well, 10 is going to be too big because it's going to be 7,580. So let's go down to, let's try 9. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to use my calculator to help me out here for the sake of time. 758 times 9 is going to be 6,000. That's going to still be too big. We're going to go with 5. 758 times 5 gives us 3,790, which is 6. 9 minus 9 is 0. Can't do 3 minus 7, but I can do 13. Just 606. Then we bring down that 4. Now, how many times 758 go into 6,000? Let's try that times 6. 758 times 6 times 7. 5,000, I can keep going, times 8. Times 8, perfect. That's going to give me 6,064, 0. Okay, so our solution is 58. Alright, so that was 2 and 3. Pause the video to write down any necessary notes. Okay, we're going to go and do now numbers 4 and numbers, let's do number 4 first. 5 and then 6. Okay, number 4. 231 and 24 hundredths times 3.4. Remember, when multiplying a decimal, you don't line up the decimals, you line up the numbers starting from the back and working your way forward. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1, 9, 4, 12, 9. Don't forget that extra 0. 12, carry the 1, 7, 3. It's so important to line up your numbers. It's gonna really it could really change the outcome of your answer. 6, 11, 2 is 3 plus 3 is 6, 9 plus 9 is 18, carry the 1. Now 786,216. Well, now I'm gonna count my decimal place values. Here I have 2 decimal, here I have 2 decimal places. Here I have 1. So I want a total of 3. So I'm going to make sure that my decimal goes between the 6 and the 2. So my answer should be, my product is 786 and 216. Let's see, tens, hundred, thousands, 260,000. The expression is shown. 590.92 minus 219.38. What is the value of this expression? Okay, let's rock it out. Now, you're subtracting decimals. When subtracting decimals, you want to make sure you subtract. You're subtracting. You want to make sure you line up your decimals. Okay? When you're subtracting or adding, you're lining up your decimals. All right, 12 minus 8. Well, first I have to borrow. 12 minus 8 is going to be 4. 8 minus 3 is 5. 10 minus 9 is 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. And then bring that decimal right down. 371 and 54 hundredths is the difference of the numbers. Last but not least, number 6. We are adding. And now adding, you want to make sure you line up your numbers also. So go ahead and write, you're adding 3 numbers, so write those decimals. 3.22, 45, 006, and then 51 and 9/10. Now notice that we don't have any numbers here. But we put zeros as our placeholders. Okay? Now let's go ahead and add, folks. 6, 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 5 is 10. And that is our sum. 100 and 126 thousandths. Pause the video. Write down what you need to. Remember, this is helping you with the study guide. This is not the test itself. Okay, I'm going to stop here in this video, and in the next video I will continue answering the rest of the questions in the assessment. In the study guide.